This week on Eagles TV, we sit down with Angelo Fullerton, Emile Ricard, Jude Campbell, and Captain Zach Bigger. We hear from Eagles goalie coach Blade Man Dixon and some post-game comments from Louis Robitaille. Lavoie is back from the CHL Prospects game, and Ruchia talks about his recent success with the team. All this and more on this week's Eagles TV.
So I grew up in Rothesay, New Brunswick, just outside of St. John. I played my minor hockey with KV Minor Hockey all the way up. Yeah, well, I had talked to a couple teams my first year going into the draft, and I was hoping I'd get drafted, but I didn't really have too high of expectations and didn't end up getting drafted, so kind of used that as motivation going into the next season, and ended up getting drafted in the 10th round by Cape. Yeah, I was coming into camp not expecting to stay after the 2 days. Was gonna go play Junior A that year and maybe try to go out west or something and see if NCAA was in my future, but I came to camp and I guess I impressed Sly and John Goins, who was the coach last year, enough for them to ask me to stay and stick around, and they said I had a fair shot at making it if I stayed, so gave her a shot and turned out pretty good. I think I bring a physical two-way game. I'm hard on pucks, hard on the forecheck, and take a lot of pride in the D zone. I think if you're not a top-end skill guy who can contribute, you got to bring something to the table. So I found my role here, and I play to the best of it. Yeah, I mean, I think last year, not that there was any, there wasn't a big split, but I could definitely see this year's group being a lot tighter than last year's. Everybody's good friends with everybody, a lot of the guys go to school together. We all hang out outside of the rink too, so I think it's just kind of playing for each other, and we all take a lot of pride in being an Eagle, and I think this year it's really been showing on the ice. I think the goal of the team is to shock a lot of people when it comes to playoff time. I think obviously every year there's the big 4 or 5 teams that everybody kind of looks at to be going for it, but nobody necessarily says that we're one of those teams, but I think we have the group of guys this year and even going into next year that we can really shock some people.
You just got back from the Top Prospects game. Let me know, what was your experience like?
It was a great experience meeting all those players from the WHL, the OHL, all the coaches, the staff, and all that. It was a great experience. The game was fun to play too.
Yeah, you look pretty good out there. You're definitely fit in with everybody else. Tell me about what you thought, how the game went.
I think first period was stress all over everything, but it settled down in the second and in the third, and then I came back stronger.
Tell me what some of the guys you were playing with, because obviously there were some big names there as well.
Yeah, of course, Tejan, Berkeley, Caton, all those guys, Greentree, they were really exceptional players, and I hope they'll get drafted, probably, yeah.
Who was your D partner?
Yakim Chuk.
And how did you get along with him?
It was great. It was a righty too, good body, just probably the same size as me. Had good hands, good shot. Was good in the offensive zone and defensive zone.
Do you notice much of a jump playing in a game like that compared to just a normal QMJ game?
Yes, I'll say yes. The pace was really faster. I think it was the same as the Q, but it was a little bit faster. So then when I'll get back on the ice, it will help me.
Did this increase your excitement for the draft coming up this summer?
For sure, yes. It really increased, and I can wait for the draft.
You guys seem to be finding your footing pretty good on the defensive side as of late in the second half of the season. You have a new deep partner, Thomas Sobolka. How's it been playing with him?
It's been great, honestly. He's a great guy on the ice and off the ice, and I think it make it easier.
What do you think's been working for you guys?
I don't know. We met probably 2 weeks ago. We get along together really well, and I think it helped.
You guys are playing some of the best hockey of the season so far. What are you expecting going into a big game against Moncton tonight here?
Expecting to win. Honestly, we all want to win, and we'll play physical on them and bring some shots in the net, and it's going to help us.
So basically, I'm from Drummondville, like I said. I start with little voltigeurs. That's how it's called. From 3 years old to first year of ATOM, and after I went to college. It's called College Saint Bernard, and I was there from maybe second year of ATOM to last year of Benham. So I was there pretty long time, and it was pretty good for my school too. I wanted a place to grow up as a person and as a hockey player, and it was a good place for me. And I was there from, like I say, first year of ATOM to Benham, and after I moved to the Magog Cantonese.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a long process. I mean, it's a lot of interviews. I had a couple talks with the Eagles. They were all I needed, to be honest. A really good feel with them, and at the draft when they announced my name, 12th overall, I couldn't be happier. It was really a good moment with my family and the team and all that. Meet a couple of players too there. It's really great. The organization is very good. It's unbelievable. We're well treated. On ice hockey, it's really good. I'm growing up as a person and as a hockey player again. So I figured out. Yeah, it's at the start. It's the speed and the strength of the players. It's really different from other leagues. But I think I grew up as a player pretty fast, and I can bring what I can to the team pretty fast. Yeah, I think I'm a fast player. I can bring grit and intelligence, so a pretty good package. I mean, continue to work on the aspect I need to improve and help the team to win a first championship.
I found I had a solid first half of the season, and things were going well for me and the team, obviously. And we've just been picking up better and better, and the second half is what really matters because that's what carries us into the playoffs.
What do you think's been working?
Sorry?
What do you think's been working? Why do you guys find so much success, especially on the defensive side of things?
I think so. I think it's just like the systems and everybody really dedicating themselves to like blocking shots, being in the right spots, getting the puck out, and obviously me and Yak have been doing a good job of keeping the puck out of the net. So,
do you feel like you're at kind of the pinnacle of your career so far?
yeah, I'm definitely. This is the best I've ever been playing, but throughout the years I've just been going up and up. So I think there's constant progression. So I want to keep improving.
And tell me about, obviously, because like you said, you're on fire, but so is Yak. So tell me about what you've seen from Yak's play.
Oh, he's to be doing what he's doing at 17 is really unreal, and I'm glad he's getting recognition for it. Like with the NHL draft coming up, and he's just been getting better and better. So I really hope he's gonna. I know he's gonna keep it up, and I just want things to go well.
He's you're a couple years older than him, so you've kind of been in his shoes before. What is the difference between playing as a 17-year-old and playing as a 19-year-old?
I'd say it's 100% experience. Experience is everything. So having those years down in the league, I get to read plays differently, and that's just something natural that you pick up on. And I know for sure it's going to come quickly to him.
This is the first year you've worked under Blade. Talk about what you guys have learned from him and what it's been like working with him.
Oh, with Blade, it's been really cool. He's brought like a different aspect to my game, and we worked a lot on like just having like a really good mindset going into all the games and practices too. You know, practices are what you play how you practice. So just applying yourself in practice, and that'll carry yourself into games.
Does it help knowing that Blade is a little bit younger and has more kind of experiences from the league that's not that long ago, that it still feels more like he knows what he's talking about?
Yeah, for sure. And it also helps like have like a role model that played in the league. You know, if ever I have questions about like certain things I'm going through, or you know, like Blade's the guy that can answer that for me. So it's really cool.
You talk about kind of being like a 1A, 1B with Yak a little bit. What's your relationship like off the ice as friends?
Oh, it's really cool. Like, I love like how Yak's like always like he's always wants to play ping pong. He's always he's a good guy. He's often off the ice, and we get along super well. So it's going well.
And you guys had a big milestone, I guess, a week and a half ago. The first one you guys both bet that combined shutout record. Was that something that you were aware of until it happened?
No, I had no idea. And then Blade just texted us. We broke the record, so you know it's cool. But we got a lot of games left, so trying to get that up as much as we can.
Yeah, because you already added one more since then. Is that something that you guys think about? Because obviously I know that wins is obviously the priority, but is that something that, knowing that that's something you're working at, is that something you're trying to build on now that you know that you have that record?
Well, for me personally, it's like the number one goal as a goalie is to not let in a goal, right? So make as many saves as possible. And I just feel like this year, every game I go into the net, I have the possibility of not, like I don't see myself letting in a goal, and I feel like I could get a shutout every game, you know?
Yeah, and you did for almost 2.5 games.
Yeah.
What about that record? Was that something that you were aware of going in, knowing that you had the 2 shutouts in a row?
Yeah, but I didn't think like I wasn't really thinking about the record. You know, we're playing against Halifax, and to me, like I'd rather beat Halifax and let in a goal than worry about getting a shutout. You know, so no, it was cool, but I wasn't really thinking about that.
Well, knowing like all the good goalies that the Eagles have had over their long history, how does it feel to see your name up? You know, with guys like Olivier Waugh and Marc-Andre Fleury, guys like that.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. I mean, the Eagles have had such good goalies with Mandel, Fleury, Pavlets, Waugh, Bull, and I think Brassard too. You know, like it's a star-studded lineup, and it's cool. You know, I like it.
So now, like you guys, it seems like you guys have found your rhythm in terms of goal scoring, but also in terms of defense. What are you expecting from the second half now?
I think we just gotta keep building off that. I think we're getting better every week, and our practices are getting better and better. Our games better. You know, the crowd has been amazing here, so it gets us fired up for games, and I love it. We're just gonna get better.
Yeah, I grew up in Antigonish, played minor hockey there, played Cape Breton West, major midget, and then played 4 years in the Q and 4 years AUS. I kind of came up pretty quick. You know, I started my own business in Antigonish, goalie coaching business there, so that kind of took off, and then got in touch with Scotty, and he was looking to get away a little bit, and it was just the right fit, so I jumped in. Yeah, of course, 1A, 1B. That's, you know, not too many teams in the league, if any, have a 1A, 1B like we do. You know, we've been, you know, playing well lately. We're not going to get complacent. We're going to keep working and hopefully keep going. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it starts in practice with them. They make my life easy. You know, we're talking about working on our pro mindset, which is, you know, working hard in practice, taking advantage of the practices we have. Because everyone knows, you know, we don't have that much practice time as a squad. So, yeah, no, just working on the pro mindset, working on small things and small details, and it's been working out for us. Yeah, they're a little bit different. Obviously, one comes from Czech, so there's a little bit of difference there. But other than that, there's really not much. They both work very hard, make my life easy, like I said. So it's really a good squad for us. Me personally, I leave them alone. That's what I liked when I played, so that's what we've been doing all year. We'll skate in the morning with the starter for 15 minutes, and that's kind of our routine together. And then before the game, they're on their own. They do their own stuff. Yeah, the mental part of the game is probably the hardest thing to conquer as a goalie. Things can get out of hand pretty quick. You know, I'm here for them, whatever they need. I'm here to talk with them and be kind of the in-between with the head coach, Louis, and them. So far this year, you know, it's been going well, so we can't complain about it. Exactly, yeah, we're getting into the more fun part of the season, as I like to call it. You know, we've just been preaching, keep working hard, not get complacent, because, you know, there's a lot of outside noise right now, things are going well, but just to stay even keel and keep working.
here. All right. You f***ing win! Hey, hell of a job here. Okay? Sloppy, not sloppy, but we won in the second period. We came on the third, and we f***ing closed game. All right? So for me today, solid team. Ups, down, but we found a way as a team. All right, we get great job by the kill. Good job, man, on the PK here. Cam, 2 great goals. If you try that, you better score next time. All right, but today, player of the game. All right, it's all about tough. If we want to win a championship, we're gonna need everybody to accept their role, do the little things. All right, to make us a great thing. Great block shot at the end. Shorty!
Game boys, bring the stand up with the hell.
I grew up in Orwell, PEI for a few years, and then I moved to Stratford, PEI, not very far away from each other. I played my minor hockey in Pownell. It's kind of a small association. It's grown a lot since I was a kid, obviously, but yeah, that's a little bit about me. Yeah, it was obviously pretty exciting, but it was the COVID year, so the draft was online, so I was doing all my interviews over a Zoom call leading up to the draft. And then draft day, I had my family and friends over, and I was just kind of watching on the TV till my name popped up. After that, they kind of thought it would be best for me to go back to midget and gain more confidence to develop for the next year after that, which I think I look back at it now and it was a great decision by them. At the time, it's obviously pretty disappointing for a 16-year-old kid because it's your dream to play in the league, but when you look back at it now, it's the right decision. I was kind of struggling with school in Rimouski. You know, I was doing it online and I'm more of an in-person guy, so I find that hands-on stuff helps me a lot, and I knew if I was in the Maritimes, I could be in a high school rather than doing it online, so that was kind of the main factor, and obviously it's a dream for every kid, Maritime kid, to play in the Maritimes too. Oh, it's been great. I love it here. You kind of get a feel of that you're at home almost with the amount of Islanders that we have here, and we have a few Islanders drafted too, so it's good to see them every now and then. But yeah, everything's been really good here. My billet family is awesome, and the guys here are really good. I think that's just kind of what I want to develop my game into more. Like, obviously you go from band and midget to being a goal scorer, and then you get to this league and it's like, okay, I'm gonna have to shift a little bit. So you kind of figure out what you do best and you try and develop that. So yeah, my game's kind of a power forward, and I'm gonna try and keep developing that. I think as a team, obviously we want to surprise people and open up some eyes. I think this group we have is really special, and we're going to surprise a lot of people down the stretch. And we made a few nice ads at Christmas, and I think it's showing right now with the depth that we have. We have a good enough team that we have 7 guys who can all play in this league, play regular minutes, so it's good, and we want to open up some eyes. But for me, I think it's just kind of staying in the lineup and doing all the little things right so that the coaches can trust me. Yeah, I think obviously the first time you're out of the lineup, it's kind of like disappointing, but at the same time you can handle it 2 ways. You can use it as motivation, or you can take a step back. And I think a lot of guys look at it as like a disappointing factor, but for me, I'd use it as motivation to get better. And obviously if you're not in the lineup, it's not the end of the world. Like, you're not cut from the team or anything, so just motivates you to work a little bit harder.
Well, I thought it was really good game. I thought, especially in the first period, I thought it was one of our best period all year, where we applied a lot of pressure. You know, we created a lot of turnovers. Their goalie kept them in. I thought he made some big save for them. But in the second, you know, it just showed the quality of their team. If you make a little mistakes, you turn the puck over, they're going to come back and they can hurt you. But what I liked is really the resiliency of our group. We were able to manage and refocus after the second period, and I thought we played like a mature team in the third period to close the game.
Obviously, a huge night for Cam Squires. He scores twice tonight, and I thought was great away from the puck in all aspects as well. What did Cam's game look like to you?
I thought he was really good. I hope he's going to score that next time in the empty net with 6 seconds. But no, we made a joke after the game with that. But he's playing really solid since the Christmas break. I think he's engaged, like you said, with and without the puck. He's making plays. He's back checking. And that's why we see him more now on the PK, because he's engaged. He's a leader for us, and we're going to need him like that every night down the stretch, because he's a key player.
Talk about the penalty kill. You do allow a power play goal, but I thought a tremendous effort from the PK tonight, facing the league's top power play. What was the key to the success there?
Sacrifice, team effort, preparation. Great job by Matt to get his group ready. But, like you said, Cam Squire did a hell of a job tonight, played a solid game for us. But we gave the Player of the Game award to Shorty because it shows the detail, the importance of the detail. And that block shot at the end against probably one of the best sniper in the league. You need to sacrifice, and it's all about the team. And you look at the end, and there was a loose puck in the slot. We put sticks. So they really competed on the PK, and I think that's what's make us really tough to play against when the other team's on the power play.
And big kudos to Shortle as well for not giving up after he lost the stick. He's still out there throwing hits, as you said, a very resilient individual. Lastly, finish up the weekend against Halifax. How important is it to have this big win in your pocket going into the rematch of what was a close game here the last time the Eagles played the Mooseheads?
Well, every game's our big game, until the end of the year. The standing is so tight, but we need to do what we have to do. We got the win today. We're going to savor it. Midnight rules. We're going to go back on the road. We know against Halifax, since the start of the year, they're always a tight match. But we want to make sure that we finish the weekend on the right note. They're going to be ready. We're going to be ready, and it's going to be another classic with two good teams facing each other.
Definitely look forward to that. Thanks for this, Louis. Best of luck going forward.
No, thank you, Pat.
All right, so this is the Cape Breton Eagles ping pong rankings. We have a table here in the middle of the room, right by the gym and stuff. So basically the rules are down here below on the red. Games to 15, and it's a challenging format. So the rankings are up here. We got King Louis at the top, and then at the bottom we got Foley, and then the unranked spots. And so the base level was off of games played. Now it's just an all-out free-for-all. You can really challenge up to top 10. You can only challenge like the 3 spots ahead, certain amount of jumps. But other than that, this is it, and we'll see how it goes. Schmitty, I'll hand it over to you.
Yeah, so the top 5 are basically all the best players at the game right now. We got me, of course, at 3rd. Shorty will probably get moved out of 2nd fairly quickly. Yeah, we got Lil Buzz. We got Lil Buzz on the surge. Had a couple big games, and we'll see how it turns out in a couple weeks.
I grew up in a small place called Portage, PEI. There's probably about 50, 60 people there, just along the highway. But I played my minor hockey in Tyne Valley for the most part. That's about 10 minutes from Portage, where I grew up. And that would be my home organization, my home rink. And it kind of spread out up west as you play AAA is what it was back when I played. So you could go anywhere, Tyne Valley, O'Leary, Alberton, Tignish, all the 4 up west associations. So it spread out about a half hour, would be the longest drive. I was in Quebec City, so it was pretty cool. I actually went up with my parents and my sisters. We all went up to the draft, and obviously in the big rink they have there, it was pretty much an NHL draft. So it was pretty cool, obviously, and Sly drafted me, and then ended up reuniting here with Sly. So obviously that's pretty cool. I love Bathurst. It's a really good group of guys. The atmosphere and just the tight-knit community and how close you get with the guys on the team is it's really cool, and obviously it was a lot of fun for me. I don't know, you learn a lot about yourself, obviously. We talked about Bathurst, small town and stuff, and then you go to Blainville, and it's 40 minutes outside Montreal, so it's a big change. It was a big hockey change and a change in life, to be honest. So obviously different culture, different language. It was tough to get adjusted to, and obviously it's something I look back on now. It just helped me grow as a person. So, you know, it's nice to have those experiences at a young age. At the time, you know, 19 years old, and obviously coming to Cape, it's another smaller place, and I kind of like those more than the bigger cities. So I'm happy to be here. Well, you can't beat an island, can you? That's right. So it's been great so far. Really good billets. I live with Schmitty as well. Schmitty came from Blainville, and he's one of my best buddies too. So it's nice when we first came here and we had that connection as well. Made it a lot easier, and obviously I knew Sly coming here, which made the transition really smooth. And you know, obviously the people here are super nice. It's nice when seeing everyone come out to the rink and watching us play, and obviously the building get pretty loud. So it's a pretty fun spot to play, and obviously very similar to home, which you can't beat. I think just the culture here, the change it's been since the last few years. I know there's been different GMs, different coaches and all that, but I think Louis and Sly, both of them coming in and, you know, establishing a culture and making sure we're living a certain way and come to the rink with a smile on our face and all that. And then I think the hockey stuff follows with that stuff. So, you know, obviously the culture is a big thing around here, and guys have a lot of fun. We all love each other here, and we like coming seeing each other at the rink every day. So I think it's a very big part. Pretty easy when they're breaking records every second game, so you know I can't beat that. But no, obviously you love to see guys like Rooch, who has success now after, you know, being in a rebuild for 4 years, and you know he gets to come in this year and obviously stepped up his game a crazy amount, and he's being a stud out there, one of the top goalies in the league. And then you get Yak, and in his draft year, obviously I don't know how many shutouts he has now, but you know, it's real good stuff to see, and you know, you can really, it doesn't matter who's in, it's 1A, one. You got two number one goalies, so it's always great. Obviously, it's a huge honor. It's hard to put into words, to be honest, but you know, it's just having the support and the trust and faith in the staff and your teammates is what really stood out to me. Is what's really special to me. And obviously, it's a letter, but I don't know, it's a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and you just want to be a role model and a leader for younger guys and make sure guys are staying accountable and all that. And obviously the way they showed me was really cool, having my parents on FaceTime when I walked in. He turned around the iPad and my mom and dad were on the screen, so I had a pretty good hit when I seen some cameras and my mom and dad on the iPad, so that kind of gave it away. But obviously it was pretty special, and that's something I'll always remember in my career playing. Honestly, just soak it all up and enjoy it, because I can remember like it was yesterday going to my first camp and I was 16 in Bathurst. So, you know, just try not to live in the past or the future, just trying to stay in the present and, you know, let things fall into place. And obviously we have a really good group here this year and we want to have success. So hopefully go on a pretty deep playoff run and see what happens.